Hey guys, and welcome back to It Glow in Review with me, your favorite yapper, Jay Gibson. And in today's episode, we're going to be talking about Meghan Sussex's new Netflix show, With Love, Meghan. Now, before I start, here's the disclaimer. I do not like the royal family. I cannot stand the royal family. I hate the monarchy of Britain. They're the most evil, most horrendous, terrible establishment in modern times. To people who may be in my comments saying that Meghan Sussex is a narcissist, a liar, she's a bully, she's unauthentic, you guys are explaining the royal family, the monarchy. There's nothing that Meghan Sussex could do that would be worse than what Elizabeth, her son the king, Prince Andrew, Catherine's mom, or the up-and-coming prince, whatever his name is, William or whatever. There's nothing Meghan Sussex can do that's worse than what that family had done historically. People will choose to keep the status quo versus us all being free and us all having autonomy and us all being happy. People want the status quo in power forever. And if anyone challenges that, or if any outsider kind of makes it shake a little bit, the establishment, mayhem reeks. The Murdochs own the media, especially in the UK. And y'all are believing what they say negatively about one random American woman who was an actress over the royal family who protects pedophiles, rapists, racists, murderers. I just wanted that disclaimer because there's a lot of people saying really weird things obsessively about Meghan because they're drinking the juice. So now with that disclaimer out of the way, run the trailer.
Let's go. I've always loved taking something pretty ordinary and Ella's really thinking of them. Gravitate to, and everything goes from there. And how you can incorporate these practices every day to get it totally right. Guy snoring.
Now that you've watched the trailer, you've heard my disclaimer, let's begin. Who is this show really for? To me personally, this show would be for someone who wants domesticated content without listening to a trad wife. This show is for people who are couch potatoes, just want to watch something or background watch. This is a great show for that. This show is for people who don't have the creative gene and would like to start being a bit more creative when it comes to their house decor or different ideas for cooking. This show is for maybe new homeowners or new independent individuals who want to start having friends over for dinner parties or game nights, who want to have people over for work events, who want to have people over just to relax and hang out and maybe do some activities or crafts. That's who the show is for. Now, what is With Love, Meghan about? This show is 8 episodes for season 1, and it's a lifestyle, homestyle, crafts, cooking, comfort type of show, along with having guests over to help out with learning or to teach the viewer how to do certain things. Every episode has Meghan with guests, but also things she's prepared before the guests have come that maybe take a little bit more time to do. To me, each episode of the 8 episodes has a theme. So I tried to write down what the themes are along with other notes. Now in episode 1 with Daniel Martin, the theme is how to host a slumber party or host a friend who's coming over for the night. The second episode is with Mindy Kaling, and that one is more on how to have a kid-friendly party or gathering. Episode 3 is with Chef Roy Choi on how to make LA Korean street food. Episode 4 is with her friend Delfina Figueras, and that one to me is how to do a light picnic. Episode 5 with Abigail Spencer and other friend Kelly Zoffin is how to cook with non-cookers. That episode was funny. Episode 6 with local chef Ramon Velasquez is how to make tacos and food for game night. Episode 7 with Vicky Tsai, co-founder of infamous brand Tatcha, is on how to remedy home self-care products. Episode 8 is with legendary chef Alice Waters on how to throw a California brunch party. Now, these are the themes for the 8 episodes to me. If you've seen some of these episodes and you took something else from it, tell me the theme you got and which episode it's from. Now, here are some complaints I've heard from people online about the show specifically. Children gift bags are too healthy and unrealistic. Meghan Sussex is a specific type of woman from California who has means. This is very on brand. Almond moms love very healthy, extreme, maybe extravagant gift bags for kids that seem very healthy and out of touch. This is very normal. If you have a friend that does Pilates in California, you know this is a very normal type of idea. Another complaint is Mindy's last name correction. So in episode 2, Mindy Kaling calls Meghan Markle, and Meghan corrects her and says, no, I go by Meghan Sussex now.
Box because my mom loved their tacos.
I don't think anyone in the world knows that Meghan Markle has eaten Jack in the Box
It's
and
so
loves
funny
it.
too that you keep saying Meghan Markle, you know I'm Sussex now. You have kids and you go, no, I share my name with my children.
Yes.
And that feels so, I didn't know how meaningful it would be to me, but it just means so much to go, this is our family name, our little family name.
Well, now I know, and
I've
love
seen
it.
people on TikTok, online saying, oh, that's so cringe, or she was rude, or again, if you've met people who are actually from LA or actually from California, this is very on brand. No matter who they are, people are pretty freaking direct. And Mindy Kaling didn't get offended by it because, again, she's direct too. This is very normal, especially if you have a friend, again, who's maybe vegan, vegetarian, who does Pilates in California, or who does hot yoga. They can be nice, but direct when needed, when you get something wrong about them, especially. Meghan Sussex is her name. That's okay. The reason she explained the name change is because by the editing, I can tell they edited it out. Mindy Kaling asking her, why is she now using a different last name? But they edited that out, and so it just goes right into Meghan Sussex explaining the name change. But I think they should just let that in of Mindy just being curious and asking her why. But like they didn't, so it is what it is. But it's very normal to correct someone on a name that you no longer use, especially in California. People change their names all the time. People change their pronouns sometimes. It's all okay because Meghan wants to go by Meghan Sussex now and she's comfortable with it. So be it. Another complaint was the house being filmed in was not Meghan's.
Shocked, honey. I was in tears almost. And it has a white refrigerator. I was like, oh, not a white refrigerator. Girl, please put your shoes on. Let's go find you a home, honey. Ooh.
To me, this is a silly complaint. No, the house was not Meghan's. Meghan brought that up during filming. You saw in the episodes that she's like, oh, this isn't my house. We're just renting it for filming. She was very transparent about it. This is a silly complaint. Another complaint is in episode 1, Meghan Sussex makes an easy pasta dish. And other people are recreating it, saying it tastes great. They love this idea. And people are mad because they're saying she didn't create that. Martha Stewart. No one created that. This dish has been around for hundreds of years. Meghan didn't say it was her idea. She's just trying to help people make a simple dish with a few ingredients if people don't have much money or food in their house. I don't get that complaint either. I think it's silly and people are grasping at straws maybe. And the last complaint is inauthentic and she's cringy. Again, these are just like nitpicky things. Who isn't cringy at times? Who isn't inauthentic? I put a camera in front of anyone's face who's even used to being in front of a camera. People are still going to be a bit strange. Like, we heard Martha Stewart cussing sometimes. She had Snoop Dogg, the weed smoker, on her show. You guys, please, let's not talking about inauthenticity. Now, here are my favorite episodes of season 1. The Roy Choi episode was amazing. The energy was very high. The chemistry between Meghan and Roy Choi was through the roof, especially with cooking and working with each other. They didn't know each other prior to this episode, but Roy Choi, I think, is a good people person, and he knew how to make her comfortable and open up a little bit more. And this was like the best episode because Meghan had really high energy. I was really excited to work with him, so I enjoyed this episode so much. The stories were flowing. The history of LA was flowing. I really enjoyed it a lot. Another episode I like was episode 7 with Vicky Tsai, the co-founder of Tatcha. I found her skincare remedies that you can make at home really helpful. I just liked it a lot. There was a very soothing, calming episode. The other episode I really, really enjoyed was the Kelly Z and Abigail Spencer, Meghan's close friends, the trio. I love their episode because the girl was on and she was like, I can't cook. I don't know how to do this. And Meghan had to help. And it was just fun and cute and realistic. They're not pretending like they're great cookers. They're just doing their best. I like that a lot. Last episode of the season I liked was with Mindy Kaling. I did not watch The Office, so I don't know Mindy Kaling well. I just know things she's produced. So seeing her, how gorgeous she is, and her great fashion sense, I really enjoyed the episode because it was very warm, very fun, and very chill. I really liked that episode with Mindy Kaling. I learned a little bit about her as well. Now, my least favorite episode was with her friend, Delphina F. I didn't mind it, honestly, but if I had to choose one episode I didn't really prefer, it would be with Delphina. I really did. It was okay. Now, my favorite parts of With Love, Meghan are when the makeup artist cuts himself and Meghan goes and tries to find a Band-Aid for him, grabs him a Band-Aid, and she's like, oh, you can't hurt yourself because your hands are precious, and gives him the Band-Aid, puts it on him. Just very cute and very warm. And again, shows that how much of a great person Meghan really is. Another part I liked was with Roy Choi and his MSG racism comment, because that episode was just full of so much history and knowledge. And Roy Choi told her, like, you know why MSG was banned or like frowned upon a lot, right? And he told her it's because of racism against Asians, Asian hate. And he explained it to her, and I thought that was a really great segment. I'm so happy that guests are able to be themselves and they don't really edit controversial things out of this series. I hope they keep it that way. Another thing I liked were her friends were just as type A as her. Her friends seemed cold as well, but to me, they're not cold because I seem cold. So to me, it's just normal, but her friends seem cold as well, but they just are very direct and very just talkers. They just mean what they say and they have intention on what they say. In this show, I really liked the guests were very diverse and talked about their cultures and backgrounds as well as how they were brought up a little bit. I really enjoyed those aspects of just getting the different sides of people who we deem as successful now. I liked Mindy making ladybugs / ladybirds because I had no clue they were called ladybirds in the UK either. So I thought that was funny and cute. And I loved Mindy's ladybirds. I also liked the Alice Waters episode on episode 8. And she corrected Meghan politely and reminded Meghan that people are eating fast food because they're poor, essentially. She didn't say that word, but she hinted at it. And she essentially told Meghan in a polite way that now she has her own garden, and having a garden is like printing her own money. That line, chef's kiss to Alice Waters. And I don't really fault Meghan for this at all, because after a while of making a decent amount of money and now you're in the limelight and all these things, sometimes you do forget that fast food is cheaper than groceries and people don't have gardens and fresh fruit and things like that. When you make, random comments like that, people do need to reel you into reality of the situation. And so I really like that Alice Waters did that and Meghan was receptive to it. I just like that the mistakes that Meghan makes, whether what she's saying or what she's doing, it's still in there. It's not overly edited to where she just seems perfect and like the perfect princess. I like the realism of this show. I also love the fact that every guest that she has on the show, it has a very dominant personality, and people are able to show up with their own personalities and vocalize their thoughts with Meghan, and they don't edit it out too much. And also, it's very refreshing. It's nice to see she has guests who will correct her if needed and vice versa. Communication in that show is very well. Like if she says something wrong or they say something wrong and someone needs to correct one another, they just do it immediately. They don't make it weird. People who see that may be like, oh my gosh, it's so rude. For people who are American, especially in California, it's not rude. I don't care if you're my friend or my enemy. You do something, I'm going to correct you immediately, politely or not. And it sometimes may come off not polite because I'm correcting you. But I don't care. I also liked how she treated her staff and how she interacted with them. And we just saw behind the scenes sometimes of the shoot. And I like that she fed her crew who were filming as well. I also loved her penmanship. I had no clue her penmanship was so freaking good. It's shockingly good. I know people said that, oh, she did that as a side job while she was trying to get her big break in acting. No clue, but kudos to you, girl, because I can't write. The song choices, 10 out of 10. Whoever chose and got the rights to those songs to put on the show, keep them for the whole series, please. Brilliant. And lastly, I love the tips and knowledge I gained from watching, along with inspiration to be more creative with my house, which is the most important part I got out of it. I tried cooking for the first time in ages, not anything from the show, but just it inspired me to let me try to be decent at something domesticated. You don't have to, but me, I don't care to, but it just inspired me to just try something different. Now next, who should Meghan Sussex have on her show for season 2 or 3? Because I think they may be filming season 2 right now. So this could be for season 3 too. So my first recommendation, RuPaul. I know what you're thinking, but RuPaul is the queen of all queens. And I think in that episode, RuPaul could show Meghan tips and tricks on an easy way to sew up holes on worn clothes and sew up maybe stains or rugged clothing as well. Because RuPaul has lived a long life and I know has beginner-friendly tips on how the audience can sew and maybe hide imperfections in their garments. That would be a great episode. That's very crafty. The second recommendation for a guest I believe Meghan Sussex should have is Jackie Asamoah, aka Jackie Aina. Now, Jackie Asamoah and Meghan are both from LA, California. They both share the same birthday, apparently. They both have partners from England. They both do lifestyle content. They both are raised by Black moms. They also randomly both happen to publicly change their name later on when they were ready. I think that they have so much more in common, and they have so much in common already, me just telling you guys this. And so for their episode, I think that they both look like they smell really well and both like scents. Jackie Asamoah has her own candle line and perfume line. I think it'll be fun to create different scents with products you may find in the kitchen to make your house smell better. We have floral scents, cinnamony scents, vanilla scents. There's so many different scents that can go into a home that we can just naturally do with just a few products in the kitchen. I would love for them to do that instead of us breaking our budget, or people who don't really have a big budget who want their house to smell a bit nicer when guests come over, and they can just, do a few things here and there to make it a bit more smell appeasing. My third recommendation for a guest is Roy Choi. Have Roy Choi back. The chemistry was just too good. He needs to be a series regular because the food looked amazing. How the heck does the pickled strawberries taste? And I need a more specific recipe on that watermelon kimchi. I'm sure he just has so many other recipes that we haven't heard of that I need him back on season 2 and 3, please. And lastly, my guest recommendation is Miss Tina, Beyonce's mom. If you don't know, has been a hairstylist for decades. I think she has a lot of tips and tricks, similarly to RuPaul, on how to care for your hair. I'm sure she has home style remedies where you can just whip something up in the kitchen to deep condition your hair, whether it's honey and other products. I just like the old school method on how to keep your hair healthy. And Miss Tina definitely has that knowledge and can help all of us at home. So Tina is definitely my fourth and last recommendation. Now that's the recommendations for me. If you have a recommendation, put in the comments below on who you recommend. But not only that, what would they do on an episode? You can't just say the name. You have to tell me what they would do on an episode, y'all. Since season 2 is coming out in the fall, in the Northern Hemisphere at least, I need Meghan Sussex, please Mrs. Sussex, do a Halloween episode, whether it's homemade costumes, homemade cookies, homemade treats, like getting ready for a Halloween party, or this is how you can create an easygoing and fast, quick way to do a Halloween party and get your house ready. There's so many ideas for Halloween. Do a Halloween episode stat. Here's the people I do not want to see on the Meghan Sussex With Love Meghan show. Her family, nor her childhood close friends at all. I just want to see Meghan Sussex and people she decides to invite on. The reason I don't want to see her family, her kids, her close childhood friends is because that's private. And also, I really don't care to see them. And also, to me, I don't find her husband extremely interesting. I find the American princess very interesting. So, like, we're watching for her. So, yeah, just keep it to you, please, Meghan. No offense. Now, what can the show do better for the next seasons? Meghan hopefully will warm up more because she does come off as cold, but I come off as cold. A lot of us can come off as cold, but we're just very direct and we can be a bit awkward in front of the camera, which I think Meghan is. I think she's very awkward and very anxious in front of the camera, trying to find her footing and trying to find how much she's comfortable with being and being perceived in front of the camera. That comes with time, being comfortable. So I think hopefully she will, be a bit more warm and a bit more relaxed. That's why I say Roy Choi, because he brought warmth and relaxation out of her because of the familial vibe he gave her. He gave her like he was her cousin. Also, I would like easier crafts at home. I found the candle making and I found the goodie bags cute and fun, and I like those ideas as well. If we can get more easy crafts like that for people like me who aren't so crafty, who love their acrylic nails, that would be very helpful and much appreciated, Mrs. Meghan Sussex. Another recommendation, she wears so many freaking cute outfits and has so many cute clothes. I'm hoping for next season that they implement like, this is where my outfit's from, or they just, put like labels everywhere so you can get her outfit, because I like some of her outfits and I don't want to have to search TikTok for those Meghan Markle outfit dupes or Meghan Markle outfit, where to get from, those type of things. I would just like on the show for them to show where her outfits are from, what brands they are, and where I can get them. I love her outfits. She dresses so cute, especially episode 2. Her and Mindy Kaling were dressing down. Another idea is I need a full crafting episode without any cooking or drinking. That could be the Halloween episode for all I care. Like a full crafting episode where we just craft the whole 30 to 40 minute time frame. I would like that a lot. Another recommendation is when the guest's name appears on the screen when we first see them, if Meghan can say their name out loud in post-production so we know who they are, because I liked that their name is written out, but some of their names I just couldn't read properly. I also wear glasses. It could just be me, but I would appreciate for people who have seeing issues or visual issues, or maybe who are dyslexic, if you can just say their name out loud so we know who they are and their job or what they're known for. My last recommendation is Meghan Sussex needs to do an episode fully in Spanish. Meghan Sussex is bilingual. She should do an episode that's fully in Spanish. Those are my recommendations and those are my thoughts of the show. Meghan Sussex looks unreal. And I think that's why so many people watch it. I think in combination between how gorgeous she looks and unreal she looks and how intelligent she is and how straightforward she is, it can definitely come across as polarizing. She's a very polarizing figure. And therefore, I think that maybe people are taken aback by that and perceive that as a negative thing. Not me, because again, I'm used to it being in California or being from California. So what do I rate this lifestyle show? So I usually have only been doing fictional shows, docudramas as well, like I'm Still Here. But today I decided to do something a bit different, lifestyle content, because I heard people talking about it and I really wanted to see what it was about. Really enjoyed this season 1 of With Love Meghan. So I would give it a 3 out of 5. The reason I'm not giving it a higher rating is because honestly, they're going to do better for season 2. I think 3 out of 5 is a safe rating because I did enjoy it. I didn't enjoy all the episodes. I enjoyed some more than others. It's not consistently good throughout the whole season. And I'm hoping with season 2, they kind of fine tune it a little bit more. So definitely a 3 out of 5. That's the rating it deserves to me. Now, before you go, make sure you like and subscribe and follow me on Spotify, where you can just listen to my episodes while you're cleaning the house, falling asleep, or going on a long drive, okay? Thank you guys so much for tuning into It Girl in Review with me, your favorite yapper, Jay Gibson. See you guys next week where I'll be talking about an actual fictional show that's more my steed, you know? All right, see you guys next week. Ciao.